Well, I'm glad you clicked on the link to learn more. Now, I'm going to make this as quick yet as formative as possible. My true heart's intention for this protocol is to add value to your life for prevention, for life-saving treatments, for symptom and root cause elimination, plus provide you wisdom and power to become your own best health and wellness advocate. In life, our biggest lessons and challenges oftentimes turn into our greatest passion and purpose. So it's my honor to help empower you. As I keep saying, nothing is incurable if you can diagnose the causation, treat the actual symptoms, test the root causes, and eliminate what's living inside your body that's holding you hostage and keeping you sick. Doing all that safely. So why can't doctors and the typical medical society do this? Well, think of it this way. Not only do they not have this device, my hospital in a box, the software that was never intended for our public use, or 61,000 hours of mastering and training on this software and testing clients, they don't even have the ability to eliminate what's living inside you safely. With what the current medical society uses today, which is antibiotics and supplements, it would actually kill you. I use science-backed technology and a protocol that I personally created by studying, treating, and healing over 200 clients in the last 30 months. Technology is the future, and I'm going to do my part to continue to educate the world, to usher this into mainstream society by collaborating with different AI companies. And along this journey, I'm going to help heal as many of my private clients as possible. So I'm going to simplify what I'm doing to you. I'm running electrical current through ECS clamps, just like in a hospital, that will diagnose you in real time. It will test your 1,170 breaker boxes, which controls your intelligence of your body, from your hormones to your immune system to your lymphatic system, all your blood systems, your organs. In real time, you will see the blocked areas of your body. You all have breaker boxes in your garage, right? And when those get shut off to an area of your house or even the whole house, it doesn't matter how many light bulbs you go change, right? No electrical resource gets to that area, which means it doesn't work. It's the exact same inside the human body. You have currents that flow everything to everywhere, which ultimately allows every part of your body to get the resources to do its job, plus heal you. So when your breaker boxes become blocked and shut down, your body stops getting the resources. And unlike GPS, where there is a block, it does not reroute. It remains blocked until I run electrical current into you and unblock it. I call it blowing it open. Most people by the age of 40 are blocked at minimum of 70%. Why is this so important? Because this means you're operating at less than 30% of your body's resources. And those resources are hormones and hydration and nutrition, your body's medicine, your blood flow, your ability to digest food, absorb nutrients. Your highways all get shut down all over the body. So if you're suffering with any type of chronic illness or traumatic injury, you're most likely blocked at around 80 or even 90%, which means your body's only operating at 10 to 15% of your body's resources. And where these blocks are inside your body, well, that is exactly where inflammation forms because there's a backup. And guess where you have hundreds of bacteria and viruses and parasites, fungus and mold? That's where they love to live. That's right, because it's their feeding source inside the inflammation at the blocked area inside your body. And it has unpacked its bags for years, feeding and growing and harvesting more inside of you and becoming an abnormality and developing into symptoms and disease that you are most likely chasing now. So after we test those 1,170 breaker boxes It will check every major organ and check to see if it's overfunctioning and underfunctioning. Now, the diagnostic exam itself, it takes about 6 minutes and you don't feel anything. It's truly relaxing. The diagnostic results will provide real-time, in that very moment, education that we turn into wisdom. It's going to show you current disease risk, organs, and does the organs have the resources for it to operate and do its job. It's going to show your vertebrology, your current psychology. It's going to show us all those blocked meridians, those breaker boxes that are blocking your body from receiving the flow of the resources to the blocked meridians, those breaker boxes that are 100% blocking your body from receiving the flow of resources that your body needs to do its job and heal itself. So I'm going to take you on a quick journey so that you can see an example and the intelligence of this science and technology for yourself. For those of you who want to, let's say, categorize this type of treatment as alternative care or holistic, I'm going to show you the reality. This is future that's backed by science. The results will uncover all the current disease risk that can be fresh inside of you that you may not even know about or a doctor can't even detect yet. I will disclose emergency issues currently wreaking havoc inside your body that are symptomatic and most likely developing into disease, and we must address that immediately. It is so accurate that if you're allergic to a cat and you walk by a cat on your way in, it's going to show up in those results. So let's review this client, for example, the disease risk in real time. And keep in mind, every client has different results. All right, let's take a quick review at this client's disease risk. Right now, they have inflammation in the mammary glands, have a parathyroid gland dysfunction, calcium deficiency, has sign of insufficiency of the esophageal sphincter, most likely caused by a stomach ulcer, a headache due to a hepatobiliary system disease. They're dehydrated, has allergic manifestation on the skin, risk of hemorrhoids. The gastroenterology reports colitis, functional disorder in the colon, duodenum. There's the stomach ulcer right there. They have a sign of toxic and infection in the liver. We're going down to neurology. Oh my goodness, there's a brain vessel spasms going on right now, which don't panic because people suffering from long COVID, I can assure you, you've got brain vessel spasms going on. There's a degeneration in the lumbar spine at T10, 11, and 12, which we will be able to review when we go into vertebrology. And as I scroll on down, you can see she has inflammation in the uterine tubes, a myoma in the uterus. And based on the scales that you see on the right, the color zones, I'll be able to tell you if it's new, if it's fresh, if it's for an emergency situation, or if it's already developed into symptomatic or diseases. So we'll be able to note how large that tumor is and if we'll be able to reverse engineer it. We have inflammation in the uterus as well, ovary dysfunction, elbow joint inflammation, hip joint inflammation, shoulder joint inflammation, knee joint stiffness and weakness. In the cardiology, we've got reduced elasticity in the arteries due to existing inflammation in the organism. We have developed hypertension, unstable blood pressure, arterial hypertonia. And we've got in the pulmonology, irritation in the vocal cords, inflammation in the larynx, sign of tonsillitis, sign of bronchial asthma. Those are high alerts for me to say, okay, we've got COVID up in the head, we've got coronavirus in the ears, and we've got acute respiratory flu or pneumonia floating around there in the lungs. We scroll on down into endocrinology, and we have changes in the function of the thyroid gland. So we have to look into the hormones in the thyroid and inflammation in the pancreas. And as we know, the pancreas creates the master hormone of insulin. So this is just a small window, a small pull back the curtain on what's currently developing inside this particular body and client at this time. You can see how amazing that it's like giving you so much access and so many answers to what is currently going on, what is developing, and what is in emergency care. Reviewing the client's results and answering your questions is truly the most time-consuming. Diagnostic testing is less than 10 minutes. Testing the micronutrients is another 10 minutes, but treatment's an hour and 20 minutes. So Most times it's a couple hours with me on the device, but the first day I always allow for 4 hours because we're really discovering what's going on and getting your questions answered. But for the sake of time, really quick, I want to show you the vertebraeology inside this software. For those of you who struggle with back pain and think it's just old age, or you've been going from chiropractor to chiropractor for adjustments time after time, and they're not getting to the root cause. If you've had, let's say, a bad physical trauma, there's always underlying issues that the chiropractor can't see or even correct, but we can. Together we can review every part of your spine, and oftentimes it's as simple as blowing open those breaker boxes to your vertebrae, getting the resources to the spine while eliminating the cause. The upper neck area is often due to allergy issues, COVID, sinus infections. The upper back is typically due to asthma, lung, respiratory distress. And the lower lumbar, for example, in men, relates to gastric acid on the stomach, an isolated ulcer in the duodenum, the lower part of the stomach, prostate inflammation, tumors, or even a blocked sacrum. And the lower back in women, typically it relates to, let's say, ulcers also in the duodenum, gastric acid on the stomach as well. But in women, it's also uterus issues, inflammation in the uterus, even myomas, tumors inside the uterus. Chiropractors can't see all that like we can with our little hospital in a box here. Then I'm going to show you the results of psychology and so much more. Like I said, it takes a few hours to go on this discovery into the reality of what's really happening inside your body. I test for micronutrients that absorb from your food, the medicine, the air, your supplements. Now, this one is the most important area to focus on because it is the first thing that blocks up your breaker boxes, all those meridian points inside your body, those 1,170 breaker boxes that control what your body gets, that control the resources. That's the first thing that blocks them back up. If your body is oversupplemented with toxins such as aluminum, copper, arsenic, heavy metals, iron, lead, bromine, zinc, we test for 27. And honestly, 99% of Americans are toxic. So your body's resources are shut down and no longer performing or even optimizing. You will be struggling with weight, digestive issues, liver issues, hormone issues, energy issues. Your body truly can't heal itself because it can't even access the resources to heal. Your body thinks it's protecting you by shutting down the breaker boxes. It doesn't let anything in or anything out. And if you are not pooping 3 times a day, you have health issues. And once we see what's going on, once we uncover everything that's blocked, what symptoms you have, wouldn't you want to know who the heck is living inside of you causing and feeding these problems? Wouldn't you want to know what bacteria and viruses and parasites and fungus and mold are living inside of you? Don't you want to know how much of the carcinoma virus is living inside of you and feeding and growing before it becomes an abnormality, before it becomes cancer? Of course you would. You want answers. So we test you with the same ECS clamps by running the current from head to toe, testing those microorganisms that are living inside of you that are holding you hostage and sick. This type of testing is more accurate than the blood labs that are managed by pharmaceutical companies. Do you think a herpes blood test, when it says negative, that you actually don't have any herpes inside of you? Well, the real truth means if it's negative, it means you're not ready for a drug treatment yet. My testing starts at ground level 0, and we uncover and discover it all. I have over 170 microorganisms to test. These are all the answers you're looking for, right? Why your body is weak, why your energy is depleted, why nothing seems to work, why symptoms can't get better or they come and go, why you've been chasing doctors for years, fluctuating in weight, pain in joints and limbs, plus whatever else is happening inside of you that is about to become an issue that sends you running to a different specialist. After we discover and get you these answers, then the next question becomes, what do you do about it? Not only does this little hospital in a box diagnose you, we're going to give you the answers, we will treat you in real time while you're connected, relaxed, and chilling on the couch beside me. It's extremely meditative. Most clients fall asleep. The technology blows open all those 1,170 breaker boxes. We're going to harmonize all your organs and get them the resources in real time. Then, as it's treating you, it goes from area to area inside your body to treat the symptoms that were diagnosed inside your disease risk and make sure it has the resources for it to do its actual job and heal you. For example, if you know you already have a uterus tumor and you come into me as a female and the device will no doubt confirm it, then we can actually treat it in real time. Remember, not only did I cure myself of a terminal diagnosis of systemic scleroderma, but I had blood clots in my brain. It diagnosed me in one test. It found the issue that the gallbladder was overproducing collagen that was hardening inside my brain. How long do you think a hospital would take to discover this? And how many trips to various specialists to be told, most likely, they don't know what's going on? I would say never. They would never discovered what was happening inside of me. I was diagnosed immediately with my little hospital in a box, and after 2 treatments, the blood clots were gone and my brain was functioning and firing and wiring better than before my diagnosis. It wasn't until after I developed the protocol to eliminate root causes that I actually cured and healed it from my blood work. And for those who have chronic issues and major diseases, the root causes must be eliminated, and there's a protocol that will be customized for you, and we will determine if it's an emergency and you are ready for those root causes. I know your brain's exploding with fascination and most likely millions of questions. If this interests you and you're seriously considering, at minimum, a one-day pull back the curtain just to get some answers, or you know you already need help, send me a private message or a text. My contact information will be at the end of this video. Again, I have mastered this device over 61,000 hours. There is tremendous value in education that this short video cannot even express. But I am here to help you. It is my purpose. It is my passion. I am happy to help educate you, answer your questions, add value to even cure what doctors say can't be cured. And I look forward to connecting with those who are aligned with the future of science, technology, and medicine.